This is looking to be a very explosive fight. One that you definitely don't want to miss out on.
So what would the result be?
The prediction is will not last 12 rounds, I think.
Some nice ones, thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely.
At a heated press conference for his upcoming fight, boxing legend Manny Pacquiao surprised everyone with a strong message for his opponent, Mario Barrios. Usually known for being calm and respectful, the 8th Division world champion showed a more serious and intense side. As the cameras flashed and the room grew tense, Pacquiao made it clear this fight means more than just business to him. If Barrios thought he was up against an aging former champ, Pacquiao's passion made it clear he's still a serious threat.
Okay, how's it going?
All right, good. Everything's good.
All right, so
weekend. Good, man.
For a long time we talked about Manny Pacquiao coming back, Justin. For a long time we talked about him fighting. Now it's real, it's happening. Him and Mario Barrios, break it down.
Yeah, Barrios is champion, so it's a good fight.
WBC champion.
Don't count Pacquiao. Everyone's counting Pacquiao out because of his age. It's like a bunch of haters, man. He still has tons of power, tons of speed, and a shitload of experience.
If Manny wins, would it shock you or no?
No.
But it would shock the whole world.
It would shock the world, but he wins at his age, yeah. I mean, it's not. Listen, he's 45, 46.
He live in jail.
45, 46, but he's not. He's always active. So he's always staying active. He's always doing something. Mostly playing basketball, some sort of sport, something cardio. So no, not really.
When Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor, he said, "I'm not surprised." So Manny could say that after he beats Barrios, that he wasn't surprised that he's supposed to win.
Well, what they, Diaz beat. I mean, different Diaz. I like Diaz.
Manny Pacquiao is making a big comeback to boxing after 4 years away from the ring, and it's getting a lot of attention. The buzz grew even more after his intense press conference, where he gave a strong warning to WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios. Pacquiao, now 46 and famous for his speed and power, will face the 29-year-old Barrios on July 19th, 2025, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas.
It's a very contentious subject, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually, Pacquiao is a step up. And people are still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots. But he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Pacquiao is back in training with his longtime coach Freddie Roach. Even though some people worry about his age and time away from the sport, he's shown signs of his old form during training. Still, some fans and experts aren't sure if he can perform at the top level after being out of the ring for so long. Recent video from Los Angeles shows Pacquiao speaking calmly and confidently as he prepares for his next fight. He talked about the pressure of being a role model and how important it is to learn from past losses. His tone was serious but hopeful, and he looked focused and in shape. In training, he's been moving well, hitting pads quickly, and showing the energy of a younger fighter looking to prove himself. However, the fight hasn't come without controversy. Some critics say Pacquiao's age and time away from boxing should have kept him from getting a title shot. His WBC ranking at number 5 in the welterweight division has also been questioned, with concerns about whether the fight is fair or safe.
I'm hearing things here. Manny Pacquiao aiming for a shock return to the ring, age 46, Josh.
Yeah, I read something about that, man. It's, that guy's my hero, I named my dog after him and stuff like that, but he's touching 50 years old. I think, he should leave it where it is, but, obviously, if you get a chance to share a ring with Manny Pacquiao, nobody's going to say no,
Trainer Greg Hackett shared his honest opinion about Manny Pacquiao's upcoming fight with Mario Barrios. He said that if the fight had happened years ago, Pacquiao would have easily beaten Barrios. But now things are different. According to Hackett, Pacquiao isn't the same powerful and fast fighter he used to be. At 45, it's hard to expect the same speed, stamina, or sharpness. Hackett called the fight more of a money-making event than a real matchup between top athletes at their peak. In his view, it's more of a show than a true test of skill.
But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might try and beat Pacquiao up. Not knock him out, but beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so why not? If he can make it happen, Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I would love something like that. And that's a fight you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans are going to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is, Manny Pacquiao has a die-hard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You Stanionis, you Boobs, you Brian Norman.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money, and you want to do great things.
Former champion Tim Bradley shared similar concerns, saying the fight seems to be more about money than winning titles. He said that when a fighter comes out of retirement, it usually means they're looking for a big payday. While the WBC title is on the line, Bradley believes the main goal is the prize money. He also pointed out that Barrios, being younger and active, is being set up as the new face to challenge Pacquiao. Bradley even said that Barrios has the youth, momentum, and skill to possibly defeat Pacquiao, and questioned whether Pacquiao should even be fighting at this stage.
Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. It has to be financial. Any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. 1, 2, I think Manny Pacquiao, his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. He didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. He's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. That Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. But that's easier said than done.
As the countdown to fight night continues, Fans are split, some excited to see a legend return, others worried about the risks. Whether this is a final chapter in Pacquiao's storied career or the beginning of a surprising comeback, one thing is certain. All eyes will be on Las Vegas come July 19th. Don't miss an update. Subscribe now for the latest news, fight breakdowns, and exclusive coverage leading up to the big night.